Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian
What's up, everybody?
and Brett. We know who the
So,
mole is, guys. I am not going to bury the lead here. As you can see in the title, here to cover the season finale of The Mole Revival on Netflix. We'll get into our thoughts on the finale, the season, everything, but I do not want to bury the lead. Congratulations to Will. Awesome competitor. Will won. Will, from beginning to end, was always putting money on the board, was always trying to tell people to not be dumb. And Kessie was the mole. Just guys, I want your instant reactions, Brian, then Brett, just on the winner and the mole.
yeah, I think if people left, like Will probably deserved the win. Like you said, banked the most money, was the most pure, I would say. As far as Cassie, like she was not on my radar until like the ice episode was just unforgivable. Just I don't know how you can even do the things you did. And Joy was like not even like screaming bloody murder like who it was, but good. I liked the challenges.
Brett.
Yeah. So for me, I thought Joy was the mole off episode one before they did anything. Like that was my guess. I'm like, yo, she looks sus. And then I was like, I honestly believe that the mole is gonna be one of the black women. And I just said that. I'm like, I just feel like that's what culture wants. And so I was right. But it was
You
Kessie.
guessed
So
for a woke
so,
mole.
so yeah, I wanted a woke mole. I knew it was coming. So halfway
Brett just
through
got
around like the
canceled.
jail cell mission or like yeah, I got canceled. Hey, I'm right. At least I'm right. I'm just very observant. So, not that I have anything
the
against her being
mole
the mole.
the mole just came in. Brett's phone got really bright all of a sudden.
It's a giant like it's not even red. It's black. It's a black screen on my phone. I'm dead. Uh,
Uh,
but I was like, okay, so halfway through, I was like, I don't know. Joy seems very very sus.
yeah.
So I feel like it might not be her. And that's when I started looking at Jacob and Kessie. And then near like the end of whatever episode Jacob or Joy were about to be eliminated, I'm like, Jacob's gone. It's got to be Kessie. And so I was like, it's got to be her. Several things happened between the pigeons, the jail cell, her dropping shit on the plane, or not the plane, the train, and
Nice.
but then in the final
Nice.
episode, I honestly thought it might be Will because I'm like, they didn't explain the rules to the audience. I don't know how you win this game if you're the mole. So I'm thinking if I'm the mole, I want to play just like Will because Will is the guy that he's like, I want to be honest. I want to put money in the pot. I'm like the beast. Like I'm the anchor of the team. So if I'm the mole, that's probably the best way to play because that's how nobody susses you. And then going into the very finale, Kessie, it seemed too obvious that she was the mole because she was like throwing shit on the ice in front of Joy. And then that's where I was like, I don't even know how do you win this game? Like I
She
don't
was
know.
just taking the ice off as she was going.
Yeah.
Like I had it. How did she not notice?
When she was like, it got lighter, like hundreds of pounds lighter, and she's like still walking. I just think overall, just that before we get to you, Bill, I just terrible acting across the board on every character. Like it's the only reason I don't think the show is amazing. It's just the acting is so bad at times.
The confessionals, like to me, ruined the show. I think it was good, not great overall. I'm telling you, next season, I'm going to skip confessionals. I'm going to pause and skip confessionals, and I'm going to give confessional free reviews of the mole because I just think you said, Brian, they're just like, it's a very mole like
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
to a way to open the door. It's a very
yeah.
mole like thing to win because they wouldn't want me to think they're the. It's like, dude, this is exhausting. I think it worked out well with it being Kessie. I think it wouldn't have really made sense for it to be Will. He just played way too hard and put way too much money on the board for it to be him. I was sussing Joy out early on. You know, the whole being a airplane pilot who couldn't read a map thing was really
Mhm.
tough for me early on. But remember, I was a Jacob guy, so they started
Same.
this final batch with the Jacob elimination. I was not gonna lie, I was pissed. I was pissed because then it doesn't. I just don't. His moves didn't make sense to me then. So like he
He's
did
just dope.
miscount money. He was really slow driving. So like
They're
Jacob's
dumb.
he's just stupid, dude. Like it sucks, right?
Him
Like
and Joy is dumb. I
well,
live
him
in Atlanta.
yeah, the two of them together. It
Joy
turns
lives in
out they're like
Atlanta.
one of these people are the mole. They're sneaky. No, they were just both dumb.
Joy lives in Atlanta. She's a pilot. So every time I go to the ATL airport, I'm going to have to say, hey, does this woman named Joy fly this plane? Because if she does, I can't get on it. I'm out. She's like,
I mean, the plane kind of flies itself.
We're gonna end up in China or the depth of the sea. Like, it ain't going to work.
But you're not going to end up at your destination.
Can I add something real quick? I actually saw a tweet that why Joy. I was always wondering like why Joy was so fixated on like Will being the mole.
Yeah,
and apparently they cut challenges out of the show.
Why?
I don't know. And apparently there was a challenge where Will was being suspected, but like how would we, that the only like Brett, obviously Brett's like he's being too good to be like he could be the mole, but like when I'm like, what has he done that anyone would be suspect of?
Would they cut anything out for?
Just what they did.
It's a Netflix show. It's not like it's
where
they'd have to have 4 more weeks on TV. Just add one episode to each of the week drops. If I'm watching 5, I can watch 6.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
so like, yeah.
They don't have airtime. There's no TV schedule to air out.
No sense.
It's Netflix. They can do like 30 million episodes if they want. I think with Will, I don't know what they cut, but from what they showed, Will, when he was doing the ice mission, he was making snow angels that looked sketch. Plus, he was doing. It was almost like what I said. He's doing too much to make himself seem less obvious. So I don't know what the rule set is. Like, can the mole win by you not guessing the mole? Because
how much does the mole get paid, by the way?
Yeah, so we were talking. Spoiler alert: we recorded this before, like another one, and it didn't work out. So I looked this up. The mole cannot win. So he must get the person must get some form of compensation.
Yeah, no, obviously they can't win. So like, they got to be paid a pretty decent amount, right? To be out from the start.
Yeah, maybe something.
So I thought the mole would be like maybe paid a salary to be the mole, and then every dollar they take from the pot goes.
That's how it should work.
It's like a bonus. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That would be cool, like a mole pot and a team pot that's going at all times. That would be really cool. Good suggestion. I like that, Brett. I like that.
You should.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was when I was watching this show. But
that's the thing. Like they should be a little more transparent. Because I didn't think the host was that great. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Didn't do anything.
She's just there and making corny jokes.
Yeah, they made
typing their names in.
Will won $101 grand, and I honestly believe if you were to like do the math, they probably lost more than like at least half of what they won. So I think
didn't Joy take like 25 grand?
She did. I think if they succeeded in every mission and didn't lose a dime, they'd make $300K.
Yeah, the money wasn't that high.
No, but they lost a lot of it
after taxes. Like what? And like you're away from your job. Like, did you make that much money?
The streamer definitely made less money being
Avery
streaming.
Avery, yeah.
She probably makes the most money.
Yeah,
she's a hot chick streaming to nerds on video.
She's making passive income right now, like as we speak. What I wanted to say is like you remember when they're like showing like who's the mole and like why they think they're the mole and like Will's was the Snow Angels. I was like, that's why I was like, this is so ridiculous that's the only edit point of the entire season that they can show Will, and he's doing Snow Angels. So it's just like that's me. Like, why are they cutting things?
If you're the mole, that's what you want them to think.
Oh God, here we go again with this. This is what I'm talking about. Like I'm so done with the damn confessionals. Not even a shot. Not happening next season.
That's the problem with the show is that people that aren't the mole want you to think they're the mole. So it like throws off the entire game. So there's really no judge of what's going on. You're like, I think they're the mole, but they want you to think they're the mole because there's the voting component to it.
Right, just limit confessionals and just don't act. Just speak.
Well, not even the confessionals. Like that's to the audience, but to the people, they're throwing missions.
Yeah, that's dumb.
So like if I'm the mole, I want to throw a mission, which means every other person that's not the mole should not want to throw the mission. However, in this case, like literally more than half the people wanted to throw the mission. So
they were sabotaging themselves so much.
Yeah.
I don't think there wasn't enough moments where like in a lot of the challenges where the mole it could be an accident or it could be like the mole sabotaging. Like the only one I can think of is like a lot of them are like when Kessie was trying to get the thing off the train, like I can see somebody missing it. But like
that one made sense, yeah.
Deliberately pushing ice off a sled. I'm sorry, like
right.
Without saying what you're doing, like clearly you're the mole.
I think that would make it better if everyone tried to actually win the competition so that the little subtle, the mole things would be more obvious. But
yeah,
it would be harder for the mole, I guess. But
just more things like just I think earlier challenges, there was more instances where the mole could thrive and be hidden, but these later ones where it's like
Two
you're
moles.
yeah, what
Two moles.
they should, well,
I've
that would
seen
also be cool
two
too.
That
moles.
would be cool. And like
If
one
you,
mole ends up eliminating the other mole. Ooh, that would be
Yeah,
cool.
or like the other there's
I
a
don't know
mole,
about
but
that, but
there's two moles, but they don't know there's two moles,
yeah, they don't know each other.
or
And two
everyone's a
two
mole.
moles.
Just all of them are moles.
There's
I was
only
gonna
one
say,
contestant.
if you're not a mole and you throw a challenge, you're fucked. You're gone. See it. Like I don't like that shit. Like if you want to throw a challenge and you're not a mole, get out of here.
Yeah,
Like because you're
I
trying to throw
yeah.
people off the quiz,
Hmm.
and it's
Makes
just.
sense.
I mean, it makes sense their strategy, but for the viewer, it's annoying because everybody becomes a mole trying to
Yeah.
sabotage everything.
Um, Overall, I mean, anything else you guys kind of want to really touch on? I thought this was, like I said, I thought it was good, not great. We've given some real, honest, practical suggestions. Get rid of the cell phones, go back to the TV screen.
Please.
Get a different host. No offense, but like a more dynamic host would help. Do less confessionals / do what I'm going to do next season and watch them without the confessionals. Just do the quick 15-second skip button. You'll be past them every time. And yeah, I think this show has the opportunity because the challenges are cool. The theming is cool. They put a lot of money into it. You can tell. They don't put a lot of money into the prize pool, but they put a lot of money into everything else. But yeah, I mean, I will definitely review a season 2 as long as they give a season 2 on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's also like I'm not gonna like crap on production, but I don't. Is this a hard show to create? Like you could pump these out every year. Wouldn't you think?
Oh no, yeah, there should be another one before
It's like
Every like 2 or 3
advanced.
weeks.
Yeah, it's like
spring.
advanced escape room. So like you can.
I could see like spring or summer.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
don't think
cool.
it's going to be a priority for them. They're not going to rush it immediately through. It didn't blow up like some of the other ones we watched. But I do think that it's worth keeping in their catalog. So they
Mhm.
definitely had to pay for the rights and everything. So um, check out all of our other coverage of everything else we have going on. Bachelor in Paradise, our Wednesday night CBS coverage, Amazing Race, Survivor, Love Boat. Also doing the challenge Ride or Dies. We are doing Love is Blind season 3. That's also a Netflix show. Uh, Mass Singer, a few other stragglers there throughout as well that we're trying to fit in. But for myself, Brian, Brett, thank you. Peace.